What is
Make it
up,
clap.
SoundFlick?
Make it clap. Oh, sorry.
You are now tuned in with us on the Narik Radio podcast. Now, this is gonna be our second Halloween special. Ooh, spooky.
I'm a ghost.
Oh, little raspy this time.
I'm a ghost.
Our ghost got COVID.
Man.
if you're listening and you want to see some visuals, some spooky visuals, go to YouTube and we have the full video there.
Here.
But in this episode, obviously, we're gonna talk about a little bit of some Halloween stuff, pun intended. It's like a double pun or double entendre Halloween.
We're gonna talk about Halloween, the movie, the holiday.
And we'll talk about some other, I guess, spooky things that we've kind of been keeping up with, and some things that we're gonna get in the future. Not really this month, but how are you guys, real quick?
What's good, guys? My name is A Sincere. I'm one of your co-stars. To my right hand side.
Oh, it's your boy Narik. That's cool.
I was like,
And Skywalker Mike here. I am Waldo.
We found you.
Where's Waldo?
So I don't know who I am right now, but this is what I assume I would look like if I let my hair grow out.
You're definitely the kid from Stranger Things with glasses.
Oh, sick! I'll take it. My costume. I didn't want to wear my full costume.
Totally forgot his name, but he's also in
Dustin.
Ghostbusters.
Dustin.
Yeah.
No. I guess you could be Finn Wolfhard.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
They both have curly hair.
Hey, this kind of works. Yeah,
they both have curly hair.
I'm gonna be Nacho Libre on Friday.
Ah, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Classic. It's gonna be fun. And Narik's the DJ.
That's the thing that I love about Halloween. Like you don't really have to get scary or spooky, you know?
You could just be fun.
You could just be fun and
but cosplayers did that though. Like
brought out the fun.
Was like because people were dressing as something scary for a long time.
Right.
And then cosplayers were just like, well, we just dress up as our favorite people in general for like conventions. Right. And then now everybody wants to just dress up as people that they like for Halloween. So,
and I love it. I mean, I feel like
nerds.
People are getting really creative with their costumes, whether doing a DIY or I don't know, just kind of. I mean, even memes are becoming costumes now. You know.
Yeah, it's great.
So I mean,
I definitely like the creative to it. Like I saw some guy, he was Freddy, and it was like half Freddie Mercury and half Freddy Krueger. And I was just
I haven't seen that one.
I was like, that's super cool.
And it was super clean, split down the middle, even down to the jeans. I was like, damn, this guy really went all out. I saw a funny one that it was like all cardboard or all construction paper, and one person was a bong and the other one was like a Ziploc bag, and they were with some weed in it, and I was like, that's pretty funny. Yeah.
So I still have my iconic costume in my closet, but the shopping list from SpongeBob. The shopping list from SpongeBob.
Yeah, like I love.
I've never seen it.
Funny small little things like that. It's like, oh, sometimes it's like you guess and they're like, no, I'm actually not that.
Yeah, there's this small snippet from SpongeBob where Mr. Krabs is trying to scare him and he pretends to be a ghost, but he just draws it on a shopping list. So one side it's a ghost and the other side is like milk, eggs, cheese. So like on the front hand side I'm a ghost, but on the back hand side I'm a shopping list.
I actually went to a Halloween costume party not that long ago, and there was a lot of cool costumes. Nashawn. Oh my, Nashawn. I don't know why I was butchering that.
Shout out
Nashawn was MF Doom.
Hey,
it was really cool. I had some.
Nashawn has those good Doom masks. Nashawn, I know.
Yeah. I went as a Jedi.
Hey,
because you're a Skywalker.
Mostly it was an Obi-Wan costume, but nobody had to know that.
Right.
Some people knew though. I was like, oh, nice. It's Obi-Wan. I saw my two friends. They're a couple. They both went as Guy Fieri.
Hey, Flavor Town.
They both
Um,
went as Guy Fieri? That's
both of them,
hilarious.
yeah, because their original costumes, I guess, didn't get there in time, so they had to go
Mhm.
to, what is it, Spirit, and they
Yeah.
Or
found
like
the
Party
yeah.
City and all that, yeah.
I went to Spirit earlier and I saw a
Yeah,
lot of
it's
dope
cool,
costumes.
and I love the couples costumes too. I think, the year before, before the pandemic, they did, Bob Ross in a painting,
Hey,
and his girlfriend was Bob Ross, so it made it even funnier. So I just love stuff like it. It just makes it funny. So
my favorite one I've seen, my DJ McKay and his wife, they were the couple from Bob's Burgers. They were Bob and his
mm,
wife, except he was the wife and she was Bob.
yeah, I love the
Yeah,
reverse role type.
yeah, it's so
Like
dope.
it's just funny. Yeah, it's just
If you guys are
hilarious.
dressing up this year, send us pictures and tag us and let us know.
Yeah, I would love to see that. We'll
Yeah,
share those,
we'll
and
definitely
Yeah, we'll
repost
post
it.
it
Yeah, for sure.
on our Instagram and
even
on our
like
Twitter.
if you have like a pet, your pets have costumes. That's dope. I love stuff like that.
But my favorite part about Halloween is, of course, you get so many people that are into it. You literally get people that like are so about Christmas, but then you get so many people that are just so about Halloween, that
Yeah.
just love pumpkin spice everything, that just love how gray and how like down everything feels, and they really thrive off of this whole season. Not even just like from costumes, just like the things you do, like horror nights to
Yeah.
haunted mazes to going to a
Pumpkin
pumpkin
patches,
patch. Exactly.
pumpkin
So
beer,
I had a butter
Ew.
beer. I had a butter beer
this
once.
is
I
okay.
mean, not once, last week. That was fire.
Yeah,
But
that's cool.
yeah, just Halloween is so dope.
Yeah.
Just all the sweets with it as well. Like, of course, there's
Pumpkin
like
pancakes.
bacon
Ew.
pancakes. You know, like
You don't like
pumpkin.
pumpkin?
Hey, bro,
I
pumpkin
mean,
pancakes are
no,
fire.
pumpkin's cool, but I don't know about pumpkin pancakes.
It's
Oh,
just for October, it's not gonna
It's because
next
Lurik's a sweet
month.
potato person.
Yeah,
Next month,
for
I mean,
sure.
I have some sweet potato pancakes. I was also too.
Yeah,
That
no,
sounds pretty good.
that is fire. Sweet
Yeah.
potato, yes, super
All
fire.
right,
Yeah, there
guys. For Christmas, we're gonna do a SoundFlick breakfast luncheon. Me and Skywalker will be cooking. Narik's gonna be the
yeah, I'm
host.
down.
I dig that.
Yeah.
I dig
Alright.
that. The only Halloween festivities we did was recently. Productive Culture was partnered up with an organization called Music Tree, and they had a fall festival for kids, a youth festival where they did like a trunk or treat, and we
Mhm.
set
Nice.
up
I like trunk or
vendors, and
treats.
yeah, it was super cool, man. We were able to provide trick or treat buckets and like make them custom for the kids. So we got like all these stickers where they can put their names on it and all this custom stuff. And it was just a hit. Like they were coming in, parents were like buying buckets from us, and we set
Mhm.
up like a little table for all the kids to like, just to customize, and
Yeah.
they came with their costumes. I saw a Venom costume there,
Hey,
Fire.
Carnage.
you tell the kid he
You
was
know,
mid. Hey, but like, hey,
huh?
you're a really mid movie. Did you tell the kid that?
No, I didn't tell
Hey,
them that.
you're a really
I saw a
subpar
guy
film.
I saw a guy who came as Guy from Free Guy,
That's fire.
and there was a couple other costumes that were around and stuff, and they had performances. We had like some DJs and
Yeah.
stuff, so it was a good time.
I feel like I don't know, this month more than ever, obviously, because we didn't have Halloween to celebrate how we usually do because of the pandemic. This month definitely felt like an explosion of people wanting to, I think, celebrate it more than ever,
Hmm.
in a more meaningful way, I guess, because it's, we kind of take things for granted when we're together and we're celebrating something. I mean, even Halloween. Halloween's not really like a, I guess, like a really like a really
Eh,
staple holiday, but
right.
it's something fun to do, and
It's
it
a
brings everybody
season.
It's up
together.
there. It's up
Yeah.
It's
there. I would say
because
it's in like the top 5 holidays,
Yeah, for
recognizable
sure.
holidays for
I
sure.
think the dope thing about Halloween is that not even Halloween, just say like the harvest season, right? Because you
Mhm.
get people that don't want to celebrate Halloween for they could be religious reasons, personal reasons, all that stuff. But just overall, just the whole season, everything that it entails, is just a very dope aesthetic, dope
Yeah.
vibe. Just
It
Yeah.
definitely kicks off the community,
Yeah.
like kind of
yeah,
come like bringing people together. I think Halloween kind of brings people together, either in costume or through like treats and traditions.
right.
And then it kind of, we have subsequent like different traditions in the next couple months that kind of keep people all together leading into the new year, which
it's
is
a good
cool.
way to kick off it's like like
the
towards
group
the end of the
holidays.
year. It's just like it's just like cool. It's almost the end of the year. Let's start kicking it off with this season because next up it's going to be Thanksgiving, and what follows Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and all the holiday sales, and what comes after that, of course, Christmas, and it's
New
just a
Year's,
dope,
and then New Year's after that.
So it's a good way to kick off the holiday season.
And then we're back in 2020 purgatory right after that. So it's
yeah,
it's crazy that 2022 is right around the corner, guys.
Yeah,
hey man, I don't know. I feel
this year went insane.
Actually, next year is 2021, bro. I don't know.
Oh, you think so?
2020 was 24 months, bro.
Yeah, it still feels like it's 2020, even though we're going into 2022.
Yeah, exactly. And
crazy.
I feel like a lot of people feel like that, but we're about to hit it, and yeah, I mean, we'll get there. We'll get there. For now, we will stick to Halloween.
Yeah,
and let the kid come out.
Except for Narik, because Narik hates Halloween.
I'm the angry adult who turned off the lights and says, "I feel like get off my lawn."
You like half hate it because, like you said, like it really just it's like community, and at every corner, like it's kind of hard to avoid.
Narik's there for business purposes. He's contractually obligated to like this holiday.
I'm trying to make money. All right.
Hey, you're still there, so it's like, come on. But
I mean, yeah, Halloween is cool, but it's not cool. But it's cool. I rock with y'all.
It's half cool.
I'm here for the vibes.
Yeah,
that's
I'm here
half
for the
cool.
vibes.
Right.
Yeah,
that's half cool. That's fire.
All right. So, anyways, we will now get into the film portion or the cinema portion of our podcast.
Yeah. So let's jump right into it. We typically record our episodes within the same week. So we kind of pushed it back a little bit because we wanted to wait for Halloween Kills to come out. When I say we, I mean Skywalker and myself. Yes. We could care less. But Halloween Kills is technically, if you're going to look at Halloween within this timeline, because of course that whole timeline is like its own multiverse. This is technically the 5th installment.
Well, you want to get into Halloween Kills right away? I mean, we do have some trailers that I kind of want to talk about.
All right, let's go ahead. Go ahead.
Just quick ones.
Can we talk about the black phone first?
Yeah, let's talk. Let's do the black phone one because the
cool
one deserves a little bit more.
Right.
Salt and pepper. But the black phone one is a Blumhouse movie.
Bro, this is gonna be the best
with
Blumhouse
Ethan
film.
Hawke. Really? I don't know.
I think it's gonna be the best Blumhouse film, hands down, bro.
I like
just off the trailer
alone. Concept of it. It's very interesting because it has to do with. I mean, not the kidnapper part. That's not interesting, but it has to do with like him kidnapping multiple kids and then eventually, like those kids that he kidnapped save the last kid that just got kidnapped. And it's kind of weird. I don't understand if it's like a ghost.
Yes. So basically, Ethan Hawke is the serial killer in this film. If you guys don't know who Ethan Hawke is, Training Day, The First Purge, just overall badass.
That vampire movie. I always remember
the Magnificent Seven. Just Ethan Hawke is that guy. With that being said, he is a serial killer in this film, which is dope to see him as a villain. That being said, over the years, he lives in this one town and he happens to kidnap kids and kill them. Mm-hmm. But in the place where he holds these kids hostage, there is one black phone on the wall, and it not connected to anything. It's just hung up on the wall, right? Just fast forward to just say it's 2021. His next victim that he happens to capture is in that little dungeon with the black phone, and then he picks it up to see if it works. It doesn't work. And next thing you know, in the middle of the night, it starts ringing, and it's actually the ghosts of previous victims.
Yeah.
Which is super dope because you start seeing all of them give them tips like, hey, he falls asleep at this time, or hey, when
each of them tried to escape their own way and it never worked out. They probably ended up getting caught, but the whole like chain of it can help that one kid if he does everything correctly.
It basically they all built up to that one moment.
I like stuff like that. It's like a puzzle piece type movie, like
Yeah.
or like a challenge. Do this challenge and you can escape in a sense,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, not only
that's
that, but
pretty
that
cool.
kid's best friend, she actually has dreams about him in
Oh,
that
yeah, that
dungeon.
too.
So it's like two different things happening within the same movie that happen that are going to collide at one point. So
Yeah,
just watching
It's
the
pretty
trailer
original.
alone, it's super original. That's why I'm so hype about it.
I mean,
Just overall the aesthetic.
Blumhouse has tried to create some original movies, not a lot of them have panned out. Um, not only they didn't pan out, I mean, their target a lot of the times is horror movies, and a lot of the times horror movies are really, really hit or miss,
Right.
so it's either you really love it or you really hate it. There's no in between, I think, for horror movies. And that's I think why Blumhouse has gone the tradition of trying to do I guess some classics like Halloween that we'll be talking about in a little bit. But but yeah, no, the movie seems really interesting. I do like the trailers of that. And that movie comes out in February of
It comes out
next
in
year.
February, which is very, very different.
Very different, yeah. It's I mean, we got
You know,
two.
I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say, like, I feel like February is like the alternate Halloween, like the alternate horror month,
Well,
Yeah.
because
yeah, because Love
there
is
are a
terrible
lot of horror
sometimes.
movies that do come out in February. Like sometimes they're kind of cliche because they usually deal with
Like My Bloody
Valentine's or
Valentine.
something like
Right.
that.
Like
Yeah,
My
you
Bloody
know that kind.
Valentine.
Yeah, and
Right.
just stuff like that. And I think there was another one too, like there was like Date Night or something like that, and it was
Yeah.
like a horror film.
Right.
So seeing that it comes out in February, it
It's
tells
the
me that like they don't want to be like just a cliche Halloween film.
Mhm.
It's a horror, but they want it to kind of stand on its own.
Exactly. Well, the next movie that we're also gonna talk about real quick, the next trailer is Scream 5, which
Hey!
has been in the making for a while. I've heard about this, I think, since I was in high school. I think when Scream 4 came out, they're like, "Yeah, there's gonna be a Scream 5," and never heard about it. I didn't know if it was still gonna happen. I heard they were doing a show, and I was like, "Oh, that show looks trash," and it was trash.
It
I
lasted for
didn't
3
I didn't
seasons.
watch it, but it just looks I don't know. I didn't like how it looked, and it didn't really, I guess, connect to the how they were trying
The
to do the
original.
original
Mhm.
movies and stuff
Right.
like that. And then they obviously Scream 4 was cool. I kinda liked it. And then yeah, and then out of nowhere, we get a Scream 5 trailer, a few weeks ago, and I think it looks I think it looks pretty good, and again, it's a movie that comes out in 2022, it doesn't come out this month, but it
Right.
comes out in January, so I don't know if they just couldn't get the production done in time for October or, I can see that happening because of the whole COVID thing and, productions being pushed back and then now that productions are starting, people are trying to catch up, but they're like, "Well, now we just have to push it to 2022."
Mhm.
So, but I think it'll be good for them because now they won't be clumped up with other horror movies, and there's a
Right.
plenty full of horror movies coming out this month still. So I think it'll work out in their favor, but pretty much kind of a similar concept to Halloween Kills. They're kind of trying to bring the classic and the new together to like,
Right.
Mhm.
I guess, appeal to older audiences and to newer audiences. And I like that. I kind of like that. I'm very interested to see how much like classic they want to keep in this new Scream 5 movie.
Mhm. I just can't take the mask seriously. I've
Ghostface.
seen it for so long of
No,
like
Yeah.
just
you
it
used to be
being
really in a scary movie, that's why.
nah, just it being parodied in so many different ways. Like whether it's
Yeah.
that or whether it's
And
just
then
like people on the internet wearing it and dancing and like doing
yeah.
stuff like on the side and
I
they're
think
like
it's
I can't
just
look at it and think that oh well there's really a killer behind
see,
there.
the
Like
thing
it's
with these, like, Halloween, horror movies is, like, Ghostface, obviously, like, the the killer did create the Ghostface mask. The Ghostface mask is already a thing in that universe,
mhm,
but it probably was supposed to be comedic in that universe. That's why it's kinda funny that it ended up being used and,
mhm,
for a killer nonetheless. Even then, I think that that
We only
mask was
acknowledge
already a
one
thing.
Ghostface killer around here.
Oh no.
He's part of Wu-Tang.
Oh no.
Hey, I mean, I think isn't that where he got his name?
I don't know because I don't want my hip hop card to get revoked. So I'm gonna just say I don't know.
All right, I'm
But
gonna say I don't know either.
if so,
But
cool. But if not,
maybe.
cool.
I'm a pop star. I don't care. Ghostface got it from Scream. I'm just kidding.
Seems pretty.
I'm a
Seems,
pop star.
but yeah, the movie comes out next year. Really excited to see it. I'm just,
A
I just like
fun
Scream.
little
I love the
fact.
first Scream.
A part of the promo for Scream 5, it's of course sold out right away, but you actually got your name entered into a drawing where you could rent out the Scream house for a night as an Airbnb.
Yes, I did. I did see that. That was really cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where's the Scream house located? Do you know?
I believe
Connecticut.
yeah, I think
No,
so.
it's not
It's one of those. It's one of those states.
It looks like it's in Connecticut. Open fields, big houses.
That's another thing too. Halloween is way scarier, like on the East Coast.
I know. I want to go to like New York or
like it's scarier
Boston
because
or something on the East Coast.
Because they just don't have streetlights like that, and like all the yards are like large.
But it looks like Halloween over there. Over here, it doesn't look like it's Halloween.
No. It looks like a rave.
Summer still. No, I'm talking about the weather, I guess. But
so really quick, the Scream house is just north of San Francisco in Tomales, California.
Oh, okay. Squad.
Nice.
Yeah. Gang. We have the best things.
And it's pretty interesting that the trailer came out just a few weeks ago, and then this month, totally side note, but still related. Call of Duty is doing their what is it? Ghost of Verdansk?
Yeah, so just last year.
Royale.
Yeah, so basically you're able to get Ghostface as a skin in Call of Duty. And it's like of course, Call of Duty in the Battle Royales, you're able to have limited time events. So for example, last year you're able to get the Jigsaw skin as well as
Chainsaw Massacre.
Leatherface, yes. And so this year it's called The Haunting in Verdansk, where the one-time skin you're able to get is Ghostface. Yes.
Yeah, Ghost of Verdansk. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, last year was A Haunting in Verdansk. Yeah, my bad.
It's okay. No branding. Come on, man. Get their branding.
Yeah, they're not
they
paying.
Put so much work in it. Just kidding.
But but overall, I was playing Call of Duty the other day, and I was playing zombies with some kid that was dressed as Ghostface. So it was just super dope.
It's cool because the character, when you buy the character, he talks like Ghostface from the first movie.
Right. So what's just dope overall, not even just that specific thing, but so many games, whether they're horror based, non-horror based, just licensing the cosmetic of the skin. All of these movies are so open to licensing their characters now. Like for example, I've been talking to you guys for a year now about Dead by Daylight, where I'm constantly playing that game. Like today, they just added a new Pyramid Head skin, as well as added another character from Silent Hill. So it's just stuff like that where they're just constantly adding stuff. So we're gonna see so much more of it incorporated in video games, even if it's just for like one-time events.
Next year for sure.
Just carry on forever, man. It's just something that's constantly gonna be there. Like Dead by Daylight just also got Pinhead from Hellraiser as one of their killers. So it's just stuff like that. Like it's just super dope, and a lot of these movies realize and these companies realize that they're not going to make a good video game. So why not just license the cosmetic in a first-person shooter that's taking over the world? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, all of it is promotion. All of it is just it's ads, and it gives them more money and more, more, just recognition, because you can't just promote the same way that you've promoted before, you know, and you have to cross promote with, you got to cross promote with every type of medium that's being looked at.
You look at it like, all right, where are all my viewers, my listeners, and stuff like that? You go to Instagrams, you go to all these social medias, but then there's platforms like Call of Duty where people are playing that all day. Fortnite, people are playing that all day. So it's like that's just an extra platform where you can put your promo. And when you have the money, might as well.
Right. It's a good investment overall. But plus, at the end of the day, it's fan service.
Yeah.
You're gonna get the Call of Duty fans that want Scream, the ones that want Leatherface, the ones that want Jigsaw. Like, at the end of the day, it's all fan service. Plus, it's just the coolest thing in the world just to see that come to life. But with that being said, there is another trailer that came out, or no, sorry, another show that just came out.
The show, yeah, I didn't really watch it too much. I kind of just had it in the background.
I watched both episodes.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty good. But tell us the
So,
show you're talking
if you
about.
guys don't know, we are talking about Chucky. So, Sci-Fi and USA actually teamed up to put together this show. Super dope. You get a little bit of backstory of Charles Lee Ray, the killer who put his soul into a Chucky good guy's doll. It's cool because he found a new kid that's his new Andy. Different voice actor, because remember we got the Mark Hamill film a couple years ago, so totally separate from that. But what's dope is that they're making this free.
I think it's the original YouTube. Chucky.
I don't believe it is, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But it could be. But yeah, it's free on YouTube. So if you guys haven't seen it, go watch it.
At least the first 2 episodes.
Super dope. No, they're supposed to make the whole season on YouTube.
Cool. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, super dope. I'm sure they put a lot of money behind that as well to be able to focus. Like, let's make this accessible for everybody. It is
how long are the episodes?
About an hour long, 50 to 60 minutes.
The one
on
thing,
YouTube.
On YouTube.
The one thing,
no ads, by the way.
I didn't like about, because like I said, I watched it in the background, but I can still hear everything.
Right.
I didn't like the amount of like song placements in the episode. Not only that, I don't feel like they fit like the whole thing that they were going for. I just feel like every chance that they got to put a song placement, they did it.
Right.
For some reason, I don't know if it's because it's a TV show. But
if it's were they real songs that like or was it like score type of music?
No. There were actual songs. I just didn't know any of the songs, and maybe that could be it. Maybe it's just not like trying to be aimed towards me anymore.
Right.
I'm not that
either that,
even though it's Chucky, it was weird.
They're probably. I mean, if they don't have ads, then they have to get their money somewhere. So
maybe people pay like, hey, let me.
Exactly.
I want to be on Chucky, and even though my song doesn't fit, but that's probably my only gripe. I did see some of the killings and.
Or other way around of saying, hey, we can get your song on Chucky, pay this much, and we'll get you in there so that we can help.
Hey, I'm down to drop a couple racks on a Chucky placement.
There you go.
Might as well. It's super dope. Just overall, the dialogue is very dope. The setup of the family he chooses and how he kind of just makes his way into their household is just super quick.
I was watching football and there was a commercial. I think it was trying to promote Halloween Kills, and it was Chucky and
Michael Myers.
Yeah, and I was like in the same episode.
Yeah, they did a commercial together, which is super dope. I believe Chucky is trying to turn on the TV, and then like Michael Myers like turns off the TV. He's like, "Hey, I was trying to watch that." Just something super subtle, but just very dope at this.
Yeah, it's cool because two classics pretty much brought back. I think Halloween Kills over 40 years. Chucky, I think it's about to be like 30 years. These are two iconic names, and putting them in a commercial, it's fan service, it's good promo. Just in the nick of time for Halloween, they're really just hitting the nail on the head, and trying to milk as much of it as they can, before the month is over. Because we all know once it's November 1st, technically it's Christmas time already. So, might as well get as much as you can out of it. And that's exactly what they're doing, And I guess to segue with that, we'll go into our Halloween Kills talk. I think only 2 out of the 3 of us have seen it.
Yeah, only you and Narik. Only you and Narik saw it. Yeah, obviously.
Yep.
Did you read about it, Narik, or did you?
Yeah, I watched a little synopsis on it.
Oh, okay, nice.
Well, at least you watched the synopsis.
Not as spooky though. I would say.
No, it's not spooky. I mean, he's just a slashing killer, and
It's more
I just
terrifying than spooky.
I just don't like people making dumb decisions. I don't like watching them
I
make
feel like in this
decisions
one,
that, like
people
they
tried
were
their
stupid
hardest.
the whole time.
No. In this one, people tried their hardest to not do stupid things, and
They
just
still
based
did
off
it.
their personality, it just happens. I don't. This is like a universe where everybody is just dumb, except for like a handful of people.
Us, we're like the Watcher.
I mean,
We're
if
like
you see a killer, obviously you run away. You don't run towards them or you
No, he got a bat, bro. He was ready.
a bat. Like, you know, if I see anybody with a bat, I'm going the
That's
other
my
way.
point.
You brought a bat
That's
to a knife
that's
fight, my friend.
that's my point, though. He was like, "I just need this bat." Like, fam, what are you doing? You need to stop.
Fearless. My man is fearless.
Yeah.
Because
You're gonna
he
just
vowed
you're
that
gonna
he was going
taunt
to be
him.
the one to kill
You're gonna
him.
taunt him with his mask, right? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. It's a great idea.
The funny thing is about Mike Myers' mask is I don't know if you guys know this, but the mask is based off of William Shatner's face.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That's
I love that.
I heard about that.
So it's
I
just so
wonder how he
funny.
feels about that.
I think he hates it. He's like, why? What's so fun? Is this supposed to be a joke? And it's like, I think it kind of was, you know, this movie was created and shot the first one over 40 years ago. And the movie was shot in like a 3-week span. So it was like, I don't know if they really thought it was going to be as big as it is now, or, you know, they were just like, let's just have fun with it and kill people in a movie with some guy with a William Shatner mask, you know, type of thing. So I don't know. I really do enjoy Halloween over the years, except for like a little small gap where I'm just like, what the hell is this? You know, where he gets superpowers, and I think Exhibit who is it? Exhibit and
I think Exhibit's in one of the Halloween movies.
4?
Yeah.
He gets what superpowers does he get?
Michael Myers gets
Michael
superpowers.
Myers.
Yeah.
What does he get?
That's like the
Like he can shoot laser vision or something?
I mean,
there goes Narik being petty. There goes Narik.
I'm just asking. Like I'm genuinely curious. If you guys know what superpowers, tell me.
You can answer that, Skywalker. I'm not too sure.
I guess, like, you know, he's just unkillable, but he's not really unkillable. You know, like you can actually kill him, but nobody's actually in the originals. Nobody's actually gotten close to killing him, but in the other ones, like they actually killed him, and then he just gets back up, and it's like, oh no.
Yeah, there was a time where they just made him and Jason.
He's not a supernatural. You know,
did they ever say like how to kill him?
Nope.
What, like in the originals? No, I mean they've
just
never killed him. They never killed him, but in the remakes without the original actors, like I don't know. I don't remember how they killed him. I think they shot him or stabbed him or something, like right in the chest, and just not. I think they're like, oh, we killed him, and then he just gets back up.
Yeah, it's just so there is a time in those film spans where him and Jason were basically just inevitable, invincible, like they were just unkillable.
And I don't like that.
It's just so stupid, but at the same time, yeah, there's a bigger story behind it, right? Don't make him unkillable. Like,
and the thing is,
he's not.
They get close, but like I said, there's like everybody in this universe is just dumb, and gives him time to recover and get up and
you gotta just chop off his head, man.
Yeah, I mean that's it. Yeah, I mean just get
like
it done.
That's what I would try and go for. Like stabbing in the chest or in the back or something like that is not enough. Like,
and that's what
chop off his head.
And that's what Laurie Strode has been trying to do. You know, I mean, if you're not familiar with Laurie Strode, she is the sister of Michael Myers from the originals, half sister from the original movies, and she believes that he's pretty much out to get her at all times. But in this movie, it kind of strays away from that, and they start to think, what if he's not really after me? What if he's just crazy? And it's like, well, why don't you think about this?
Well, so what's kind of brought up in this film, was kind of brought up in this one, was that in the last Halloween, it was Michael's doctor that actually took him to Laurie. He wasn't trying to go find her. Like, he wasn't seeking her. In the first one, the doctor brought him to her.
Yeah, because he wanted to see, like, he's like, oh, I want to see what Michael Myers is going to do.
He just got so obsessed. Like, I'm fully convinced if you're like any type of therapist, psychiatrist, you're crazy.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the first movie really had to do with the trauma of Laurie Strode And then the second one was really showing the trauma over 40 years of a town that has dealt with Michael Myers. You know, obviously he was gone for so long, but now it's Halloween night and Michael Myers is back all of a sudden. And there's survivors, there's people that have survived Michael Myers killings, and
Right.
you know, they're having the time of their lives at a bar on Halloween, and then they find out that Michael Myers is out of jail
Is alive. Right.
and alive. And the thing about the movie that I really liked is that it picks up right from the first one. So the first one ends in the house in a fiery blaze. Michael Myers gets trapped in the basement by Laurie Strode, and then Laurie Strode has to go to the hospital because she was stabbed by him. But he's trapped. The house is burning, and if you've seen the trailer, obviously you know they try to put the fire out, and then he kills a bunch of firemen, which is a
Yeah.
pretty gory
He
scene.
popped, yo, bro. He took on like 12 firemen, and he popped off
Yeah.
using their weapons.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching some behind the scenes, and a lot of the actors said like this, and even the director and the writer, what's his name? Off the top,
Danny McBride.
Danny McBride, co-writer Danny McBride said, "This movie is called Halloween Kills, and we have to go all out. We have to do everything we can to make it the bloodiest, goriest Halloween movie that we've ever made." You know, and
Yeah.
picking up from part two, you know, picking up from part one, right where they left off, and keeping the ball rolling is crazy. You know, because it's still the same night.
Yeah, it's super
Yeah.
dope because it sorry to cut you off, Narik.
No, you're good.
It just you get a feel like you did back in the 70s and 80s watching these slasher films. Like it's not like
Yeah.
super corny kills. There's like maybe a few and you're like you're kind of stupid for
Yeah.
that. But it really pays
Oh, no, yeah,
pays tribute
there was a
to all
few
the original.
scenes that I was watching and I was like, Danny McBride definitely wrote this because of how cheesy and stoner-like the scenes were. And I was like, yeah, he definitely wrote this. And the part that I'm talking about, Sincere, is the part where, they're in the original house and then they're, like, going through the rooms and he's like, "Little John?
Oh
Big John?
yeah. Big John? Yeah, so
Little John?"
stupid.
And yeah, I mean, I thought it was funny, but yeah, I was like, Danny McBride definitely wrote this part. So, but what were you gonna mention, Narik?
I think I was gonna talk about how um clever they were with filming the movie, like kind of like recreating scenes from like the old one and like kind of like making like
Yeah,
blending it so that it's still the same night, even though that it's
yeah.
20 to 30 years apart from like when the movie was shot. And I think that that's like just really clever and goes to show where we're at technology wise with movies and
Yeah,
how we
no,
can kind of blend it.
there was, there were some cool scenes where they did go back to the '80s, I believe, you know, and,
Right.
they showed how the pretty much the main character in this, movie, was a kid when he was younger, and he saw Michael Myers, and Michael Myers spared his life. But
Mhm.
eventually, I think that kid was babysat by um, some babysitter, and then she died, and then, or I think it was Laurie Strode or something like that. But anyways, the kid knew Michael Myers was weird. Everybody knew he was weird when he was a kid. He would just stare out the window, and people were like, "What is he looking at?" And really, he's like at the end of, and well, not really a spoiler, but he's not really looking at anything. He's really looking within himself, you know, type of thing.
Yeah, he's looking in his reflection.
So, and that was like, you know, that was the thing that they really talked about in the beginning of the movie, and it was cool that it was a flashback, and they
Mhm.
showed the cop also that was there during the flashback, and then they showed him fast forward to now how he
Right.
looks. So it was cool that they incorporated a lot of original characters, kind of like what I was saying with Scream. They really try to bring the classic and the new, and trying to pretty much like, you know, this is a movie you're gonna see with people who are Michael Myers fans, and then there's obviously a new generation that hardly knows who Michael Myers is, and they probably see all the memes and the Mikael Myers and
Miguelito Mears.
Yeah, all that stuff. So they're like, "Oh yeah, he's from the meme." It's like, no, there's a whole franchise dedicated to this guy. He's not just a meme. But you're going to the theaters to see it with two different generations, and you want to give something to a little both of them to enjoy and understand in their own ways.
Yeah, we're kind of at the point now where the old and the new can come together seamlessly, like digitally, and that's like a nice phenomenon that we're kind of in right now. So like even movies, it doesn't matter how long it takes for them to get done. They're gonna still be like they're getting better at connecting it with older movies still, So that which is pretty good. I feel like the first movie, no, maybe not first movie, but the movie that comes to mind that kind of does that well, that started it off for me kind of was Tron in 2009.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
just kind of blending the
Bringing the
old and the
classic
new.
and the old. I
Mhm.
wonder if did they do that in Dune? Nah, never mind. Don't even talk about that. Anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, this is a whole new era of, I guess bringing franchises back to Scream and Chucky and Halloween Kills, and I think all three are now in the phase that they're all being recreated well, and not terribly, not just for money, and it's really for the love of it. Danny McBride he's a huge Halloween fan, and he loves Michael Myers. So when I heard he was on board, I was like, oh, this is cool, And usually comedians really make good horror movies. I mean, you look at Jordan Peele, he started his career as a comedian, and now he's making horror movies, So I don't know if it's just a trend, it's
Well, I think
dark
because
humor
like
in a way.
yeah, like people getting killed in the way that they're getting killed in horror movies is kind of comedic.
Yeah.
If
There's a lot of
if you have
ridiculous
like
kills in this, in Halloween Kills, that I can
yeah,
think of.
but they use that to just kind of like desensitize us to like people dying. So like it's kind of funny, but it's
Yeah.
not supposed to be funny.
But that's just the mind of some people, I mean,
yeah,
we think Jordan Peele may be, he's probably a cool, chill guy. If you have a conversation with him, might be some dark humor coming out of him when you're talking to him, or even Danny McBride. Like a lot of people also hide like their dark, deep emotions in humor. To like, oh, this is the way I can release these feelings. So that's just the way some people are wired. Not necessarily has to be like that, but it's just like kind of the way it is. But yeah, like going back to the killing, the ridiculous killings. I think one of the most ridiculous killings where Michael Myers didn't even actually kill the
Oh my
person.
god, that's just so
You
hilarious,
know what I'm
bro. I
talking about?
screamed. I screamed in the theater when it happened. I
Talking
like
about the
it with the
gun?
gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I screamed in the theater, bro, because it was funny.
That part was terrible.
So
Because
pretty much this girl she had a Glock 45. She's like, I know how to use this. She pulls up on Michael Myers while he's in the driver's seat of
I
a
thought
car.
she was gonna get him. I thought she's like, at least in the
Me
chest or
too.
something. Point blank.
She walks up, tries to shoot him point blank. Michael Myers kicks the door. The gun, like the face of the gun hits the door, it falls back. She shoots herself.
She shoots herself in the head.
That shit was comedy, bro. I screamed. I screamed in the theater,
on
bro.
Twitter. I saw somebody post that scene, and I hated it even more after, because in the scene, Michael Myers is sitting in the car because he just killed somebody, and he's in the driver's seat. So the door is open, wide open in the shot right before. And then the next scene, it shows the door is closed, and then he kicks it. And I'm like, when did the door close? Like,
it didn't close. It was just open.
No. It was closed. Like, if you go back, because I went like slowly, I was like, how closed was this door? And it was like all the way closed. And I was like, how did he kick that door open without pulling the handle too? I was like, I don't know. My imagination was just like, all right, this doesn't match. That like my head was just like, all right, something's wrong here.
Either way, that shit was comedy, bro. I screamed in the theater.
It's probably the most ridiculous kill. Everything else, Michael Myers actually did, and mostly classic with his knife or something that he finds, and just
I think I say it every year, but nostalgia sells. It's just gonna be that thing that it's always gonna sell, no matter what decade, era, generation you're from. Nostalgia sells. Like, I know they just talked about it last week, but they're even revamping the Final Destination series, the franchise.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they tied that off pretty well.
Yeah, and I'm kind of interested in that. Like, I watched the Final Destination series, like 1 and I watched 1
Have
through
you?
3.
Okay.
Those are good ones.
Yeah, like,
4
the
gets
first one was
ridiculous.
great, and I love the
1 and
second one,
2.
how it
1 and
tied in.
2.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean, to this day, I don't drive
2
behind
is my
trucks with
favorite.
with
Yes.
logs.
Bro,
No.
when
Like,
man.
I switch lanes immediately. I'm like,
Anything.
"Nope,
If I
I'm
see
not doing that."
anything that can fly into my windshield,
Yep.
nah.
I'll
The
say,
only thing
"Nah,
the only
nah,
thing that made
fam."
me feel good about like that with like driving behind like lumber, I watched the behind the scenes of when they were doing that scene, and they were showing how like
Was it
that scene
Mythbusters?
was just all CGI. No, it wasn't Mythbusters. It was
Mm.
actual like set, and they wanted to use a real like tree, even if they were trying to manipulate it with ropes and whatnot. And just when it would hit the ground, it just would not bounce. Like it would just hit the ground and kind of just roll away.
Yeah, because logs
So
aren't that bouncy, but still, like, even if our log rolls on the freeway, that's bad.
right.
Yeah,
A lot of bad things are gonna happen. But yeah, there's like you said, nostalgia sells. People, I mean, it's kinda hard to really think of something original horror like, like I said, it's really hard to hit it on the head
Well, it's I think it's a good
and do well.
challenge, which I think like even as artists we do is we see a blueprint and like we can always try to execute that blueprint better, right? Whether it's us using a sample that we grew up listening to from
Mhm.
Dilla or Jay-Z, you know what I mean? Like just hearing certain samples or hearing certain flows or even like I mean, rap does it all the time when people are
Yeah,
remixing songs, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you get a
countless times.
blueprint and you just want to make it better
Yeah.
or
To
do
me
your own take on it.
to me, it's more like re-recording a song.
Mhm.
Mm,
You know, like you can do a take of a song with a certain microphone in a certain environment, feeling a certain way, and you just can't really recreate that
Mhm.
take.
You
You
can't
can make
punch in
other ones.
again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can make other versions, you can re-record it, and you might get something that sounds better, but if there's certain aspects of what you record that like you love,
right,
it's super difficult. It takes a lot of skill, a lot of practice to be able to recreate that to a T
right.
and still get like the other stuff that's there. So a lot of times you just kind of leave as is, and it's like, well, that's the way that one was, and I got to put it out like that, or I got to like leave it like that.
Yeah, that's why
Mhm.
I stopped listening to my rough drafts so much. I fall in love with my rough drafts way too often. So
Mhm.
sometimes I just record, sit on my
Hey,
rough.
sometimes you just gotta do a quick reference. Don't even, like, do
Yeah,
too much. It's like, if you're just like, "I gotta get this off," like, don't put too
Yeah.
much effort.
right.
Just
Mhm.
wanna get it off your mind, and then
Mhm.
you'll do it better later.
But
Agreed. Agreed.
overall,
Because
Halloween Kill. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Nariq.
no,
Keep
I
going.
was
Keep going.
just I
Yeah.
love the music conversation that we were having right now. So like I
Yeah.
just feel you on that, like of just
But, yeah, it
listening
translates.
to
Yeah,
your roughs too much. Like
We'll
yeah. It
we'll do
translates
that in
to
a future
movies
episode.
for
We gotta
sure.
actually talk like a whole music episode because we haven't done
Mm.
that in a little
we're
bit.
musicians. It's SoundFlick. We're
Yeah,
musicians that talk
Yeah.
exactly.
about movies. That's
It'll
what it
come and
is.
go
So
sometime.
if there's any
But
way to relate music, we will.
Yes.
yeah. But
But
overall, Halloween Kills. I gave it a 7.
Okay. Yeah, really?
Um, I give it a 7. It
Actually
was a good watch.
actually give it
I
a
don't,
6, but I like
wow.
the first one a lot better. Like,
I
I love the
like
take with
because
the
of this movie, you like the first one, or just in general, you like the first
and
one a
just
lot
in
better?
general, like,
Okay.
I think I just had higher expectations for the movie,
Hmm.
and I just feel like it just got not ruined, but I don't know. I just feel like involving the town and creating, like, this witch hunt type of movie, it was kinda like the reverse of Halloween, but I guess
Hmm.
that's the direction that they're trying to take it in. They're setting up for a 3rd movie because, I don't wanna really spoil it, but the next movie is also supposed to take place on Halloween.
Right.
Uh, so
It's gonna pick up right where I left off. Again, all background stuff, which we kind of dive into us being nerds. This movie, when it was first spoke of, it was signed on to a 3-movie contract. So
mhm.
keep that
And
in
it's
mind.
Blumhouse.
And it is Blumhouse,
So
so keep that in
Blumhouse is
mind.
like, well, we'll get a classic and then we'll make an original, and hopefully the original hits. But we know the classic's gonna hit. So
Right.
what's that?
Well, they're in the business of horror. They're like the new horror record label.
For sure.
It's like
For
coming
sure.
through and just
I
like
like
putting
that.
out the fire.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
They
like
got the
that.
legacy acts. They got the new acts. They're just running it.
they want to find directors that have the eye for horror, and I believe Get Out was a Blumhouse movie, and that's probably the only one that I can really think of original wise that hit. But it was also due to Jordan Peele, and now Jordan Peele doesn't really work with Blumhouse. He has Monkey Paw Productions, which is his company. So Blumhouse is probably really trying to find that next Get
Right.
Out type movie. So they might not. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there's tons of young, directors and writers and producers who want to evolve the genre and see like where it can go from just being slasher films, and how can you make slasher films still great? How can you add the elements that are there?
Make slasher
Just
films
creative
great
ways
again.
for sure. Happy Death Day was probably like it's like slasher and Groundhog's Day.
They try to do
in one movie.
slasher comedy, and it's just so hard to do.
I don't think that there's like two. I personally don't feel like that horror and comedy blend well. I know that they try and do
Scary
it a
movie.
lot.
I don't know.
That's not horror.
Yeah, it's not really horror, man. That's
I
just
was
comedy.
But
I would love to
I
see
get it. I get
horror
what you mean.
mixed with other types of genres of movies other than comedy.
Like a drama.
Yeah.
A horror
Like
rom-com. Hey man, not gonna lie, this is really bugging me. I really look like Finn Wolfhard now. It is really pissing me off.
Sheesh.
And
I was thinking,
honestly, for a quick
that's
second,
funny.
I just thought you grew out your hair, man. I was just kind of like,
Oh
okay,
yeah, I almost forgot that was a wig.
I forgot that
I
is in
hated
your hair, and this is
I
how
hated
you.
hair.
It
Look,
fits
I'm gonna get a
too
chill.
much.
It does fit. You can just
It
rock it
does.
like that, man.
Like
I'm
you
kinda
should grow
down.
your hair out, low key.
Nah, my hair's
You're like
too
a
thick.
light skin afro.
You should make a song called Finn
What?
Wolfhard. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
Call
gotta
it
go
Finn
hard.
Wolfhard. And then add a Stranger Things reference in there for
Yeah, man.
the Halloween.
That's
Fun fact, I think me and Ogosh, I asked him to flip the sample to Stranger Things, but we just never finished the song. This is like a couple of years ago.
nice.
Tight. Well, that was our Halloween Kills talk. Go watch the movie if you haven't, or if you don't want to, you don't have to.
really
But
don't
it's
have
Just watch the
if you have
synopsis, you'll be fine.
if you have Peacock, you can go watch it on Peacock. That way you don't have to spend extra money to go see it in theaters. But
Don't you have to spend extra money to watch it on Peacock?
Well, if you already have Peacock,
You're right.
Shout out to
why spend
streaming.
more money. Shout out to streaming, which we will be doing a very special streaming wars very, very soon.
Yeah, I can't wait.
That time of year. It's just that time of year. And
everybody start picking sides. Everybody start picking. Each one of us are going to represent a different streaming site. Just know that.
I
multiple
got
now.
Plus. Just kidding.
Multiple streaming sites now.
Yeah, multiple. But with that being said, we will now start to end this episode and go into our streaming suggestions really quick. And I will go first. I kind of have a few, and I'm not gonna explain all of them, but I do want to explain this one. It's a show on Netflix called Midnight Mass, and I think might be a hot take, but I think horror is done better in TV shows because of how much more episodes that you have, and you can flesh out the story a little bit more. And it goes back to that Steven Spielberg effect, is like not showing the monster is kind of more scary. And with this show, Midnight Mass, they kind of did that throughout the show. They kind of hinted towards a monster. You can kind of see like the monster's eyes in the dark, and then, watching somebody through a window, and then somebody's like, I think somebody's watching me, and they look over the window and they see the eyes, and they're like, what is that? And then it just like flies away, and they're like, oh, it's probably just like a creature. But the show is called Midnight Mass. I think I already said that. And it's based on an island, and they pretty much send their priest, a really old priest, to Jerusalem to do that whole I'm not really sure what it is in Jerusalem. I mean, obviously, is that where Jesus was? Was it Jerusalem?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not really too
It's
sure,
it's it's
but
it's a real and a biblical place.
okay. Well, no, I know it's a real place, but
Mhm,
they send him there because that's where he's always wanted to go, and he's
mhm,
old, so they put all their money in, and he goes there, and he gets lost, and then a new priest comes back, a younger priest, and says that that priest is dead and not dead, that he's sick, and that he's gonna take over for the priest going forward and stuff. And it's really the same priest, he just got younger.
mhm,
The whole show revolves around a vampire, but they don't really mention that till a little bit later. But you kind of get hints that it's a vampire. Even on the cover, you kind of see like claws that look very vampire-ish.
mhm,
So it's pretty cool. But the show has to do a lot with religion, and I guess the horror aspect part is they're trying to instill fear through religion, not on purpose, but it's kind of like that fear of God mentality
mhm.
at one point in the show, and then yeah, it's pretty interesting of how it incorporates a vampire, and they think the vampire is an angel and stuff like that.
Oof.
Hmm.
So it's a really cool show. That show is really cool on Netflix. If you have that, if you don't have Netflix and you have Hulu, you can watch the new season of American Horror Story. It's like a double feature, two different seasons in one. Really cool. It has to do with vampires actually and aliens. So if you like either of those things, go check those things out because it's Halloween and might as well find something spooky to watch.
There you
Spooky.
go.
So mine is
Sincere, what you
drastically
got?
different.
Not spooky,
So
but it's okay.
mine's kind of like a twofer. So Scrubs. So if you guys don't know about Scrubs, Zach Braff,
You
this
just been
is
watching like doctor shows lately?
yes and no. So I got into their podcasts. So Zach
Uh,
Braff and Donald Faison have a podcast called Real Friends,
that's
Fake
dope.
Doctors. And they
Oh,
started
that's
this
Okay.
amazing.
last year. They started right, sorry, Fake Doctors, Real Friends. That's the
Mhm.
name of the
Fake
podcast.
friends, real doctors.
So obviously they're real friends and they're fake doctors on Scrubs.
Mhm,
Um, so they started this last year in the pandemic, but in the very first episode of their podcast, basically the podcast goes through every single episode of Scrubs and they give you
mhm,
insight on that episode, how it was on set. They
mhm.
always have guests that come on, whether it's someone that worked on the show. Every episode they invite a Scrubs fan on to ask a certain question pertaining to the episode.
Cool.
Just super dope. It's run by them and iHeartRadio. But they invite you to watch these series along with them every episode.
Mhm.
So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do
Wow.
that. So I
How many
started.
seasons are there?
Scrubs is about 7 or 8 seasons.
So are they gonna do just the first season or
No, they're already on season 5.
what?
Yeah,
That is
That's
they
dope.
insane. They're
do
That's
rewatching
they
super
it
drop
cool.
together?
they drop an episode a week.
Super
So
cool.
That's a lot of work to do commentary for 8 seasons worth of content. I
Mhm.
yeah,
mean,
but they're
it's content,
yeah.
yeah, but damn,
No, well,
that is
this
dedicated
kind of
work.
sparked up everybody's love for Scrubs again. So if you guys if you guys haven't watched
Yeah, which
Scrubs, go
is
watch
like I
it.
said, they're creating content, and then
Mhm,
once that content is being made, people are like, "Well, let me go watch the show because 'cause I've never seen Scrubs," or
mhm,
"I want to rewatch Scrubs," and I
Yeah,
love Scrubs,
I
so
love
yeah,
Scrubs.
that's
So it's
pretty
just
cool.
one of those shows you're able to rewatch. So
mhm,
I suggest listen to the podcast, Real Friends, Fake Doctors, and go watch Scrubs. Along with them, you kind of just get a whole new admiration for them as people, as well as the characters, and then even just the show overall. I wish all shows did this. So
Mhm.
it's just very cool that they're very engaged in it. They actually love what they do. They're not doing it
Yeah,
just to grab a bag, and they're really
yeah.
engaged.
Lovecraft Country did that.
mhm,
After each episode, they had a podcast, and they had, like, a guest from the show or something like that. Even The Walking Dead did that. After The Walking Dead, they had a show called The Talking Dead, which is
mhm.
pretty
Mm.
cool.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know if
mean,
you might ever saw that.
Succession is doing that right now also.
Yeah, I love that. It's cool. It's extra
Yeah.
content. Might as
Yeah,
well.
you gotta love it. You gotta love it. And
And
I guess
yeah,
that
I was
w
gonna say
oh, sorry,
lastly,
did you have another one?
no, lastly, well, me and Skywalker have been watching shows, but Narik's been fasting a little bit.
Yeah, but and in saying Succession, I was gonna say that show you should watch if you guys haven't watched it before.
Succession.
Yeah, Succession. It's on HBO
Season,
Max.
new season just came
Yep,
out. I
new
did see
season
that.
just came out, so I just thought about that when you guys were talking. And the final season for Insecure, yeah,
Ooh, I love me
is
some
starting
Issa
as
Rae.
well. So
Yeah.
shout out to Issa Rae. So HBO Max is coming with the vengeance, which with a couple of their hit shows. So yeah, so check that out. And then also like Sincere was saying, I have been fasting, so I've been reading a lot more books and just on the pursuit of personal growth and just more information, more knowledge. We encourage our listeners to be well rounded and to to grow in different ways as well. Movies and shows are definitely a huge part of our life, but sometimes you got to just intake different you got to intake different things. So I've been reading a book called Winning the War on Your Mind by Craig Groeschel, which is a really, really awesome book about just kind of rewiring your thinking, taking inventory of like the thoughts that you have and the things that you say to yourself, whether they're like defensive thoughts or offensive thoughts. And it's really cool. So, I'm excited to dive deeper into that book. I'm a very mental kind of stimulated type of guy. That's why I love movies that reflect those kinds of things as well. So, it's been
Dude,
entertaining and fun.
you would love Halloween Kills.
I know, man.
Just
Halloween
kidding.
Kills that because they're just slicing
It's just
up brains.
To you,
Bro,
you would be like, I'm running the other way.
not only that, you're
They're
stimulating your
notorious
mind by other people's dumb decisions.
No, I'm ruining my mind with watching other people make these dumb decisions. Moms over here just getting themselves killed for no reason. No reason at all.
It happens in the Halloween universe.
Yeah, for sure.
But with that being said, thank you for tuning into our episode. And yeah, we love
Happy
you.
Halloween,
we love Halloween.
Happy Halloween, guys.
Have a happy Halloween.
Again, be sure to tag us in anything you want to see, you want us to repost for you guys. We'll gladly do so. But only that, we have a bunch of things coming up for the end of the year. Great way to end off this year. This I guess if you want to call it a season.
Yeah.
2021 SoundFlick podcast season. We got the streaming wars coming up. We got something special.
We got
hopefully
in December before the year ends. I think those are our two big episodes.
And then we're trying to plan it, so I don't want to give too much away, but we're trying to plan something involving you guys as well to hang out with us. So stay tuned for that.
Open up, we want to get everybody together as much as possible. So
of course, we encourage you guys to get vaccinated. Stay safe out there. Even though it is Halloween, doesn't mean that you still can't be safe. So think about those around you, and not everybody is as wise or as bold as you.
You're scared of Michael Myers, bro?
Hey, Michael Myers is
the real killer. Okay.
Michael Myers is vaccinated.
That's what you should be scared of this Halloween.
That's the promo that they should have used. They should have used Michael Myers getting a COVID vaccine. Be like, you scared of me?
He already wears a mask. He's fine.
Oh, that's true. Hey, I didn't peep that.
Yeah,
that's good.
But all right, thank you for tuning in.
All right,
if you want to start a podcast, go to productiveculture.com/podcast.
Yeah.
Podcast or podcasts?
Podcast.
Cast. With a T at the end. No, nothing else.
Nope,
but do that, and thank you for tuning in to our Halloween episode. Happy Halloween, and we'll see you guys next time.
I've been
gang. Peace.
Peace.